Hi guys, it's me, Amaya, and since winter is gonna be over soon, we are finished. This is the last part for winter according to Humphery. I hope you guys like this book so far, but I can't wait to see how it ends. Chapter 13, we'll read 3 chapters. Chapter 13, Helping Hands. When Holly arrived the next morning, her dad was with her. He was carrying a huge box. So that started rushed and asked, What's that? Soon, Holly and Mr. Hanson were surrounded by Kira's classmates. Please, class, let Mr. Hanson get through so we can put the box down, Miss Bridge said. They backed away, and Mr. Hanson put the box on the table that Miss Bridge had cleared for him. But what is it? Simon asked. It's a present for the whole class, Holly said, and I made it. If you watched a couple parts ago, you might know what that present is. And we're gonna wait until everyone is here before we open it, Miss Bridge said. Simon and the others rode. We have to wait forever for Harry. Harry and Simon were good friends, but Simon sometimes got annoyed when Harry was late, which was often. All my classmates were eager to find out what was in the box. Even though I thought I knew what it was, but I couldn't wait to see it either. Thankfully, by the time the bell rang, Harry was in his chair. Miss Bridget took attendance. Class, Holly brought something special for everybody. I'll let her tell you about it. Holly stood next to the box on the table. I want to make each and one of you a gift to celebrate the season, but I ended up making one gift for the whole class. Open it up already, please! Simon, just be patient. Holly carefully lifted the big lid, and my classmates gasped. The gingerbread house, and I made it myself. Well, with some help from my mom. Wow, can we eat it? Thomas asked. Holly looked horrified. No, my mom sprayed something on it that would keep it from spoiling. It's not good to eat. There's no nibbling. There will be no nibbling, class. Besides, we don't want to ruin anything. We don't want to ruin this beautiful house. Miss Bridget said, You did a wonderful job. Can we see it closer? Rosie asked. Miss Bridget said that the students could come closer, but must be very careful not to touch the house or shake the table. When my friends move up, my friends block my view. I like the better look too, I squeaked, but I'm pretty sure no one can hear me over all the talking. Boing! I splashed wildly in his take. I want to live in there, Cody said, leading in. Me too, Tall Paul agreed. Which reminds me of the witch's house in Hansel and Gretel, Phoebe said, but much nicer. There's a card that goes with it, Holly said. It says, to all my friends in room 26, from Holly. Thanks, Holly, Rosie chimed in. Thanks, all my friends chimed in. Can you tell us how you made it, Holly? Miss Bridget asked. Og and I wish we could get a better look, I squeaked. Boing, 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 Og agreed. I climbed all the way to the tippy top of my cage and got a glimpse of the little house. It looked sweet, sweet, sweet. My mom and I made the gingerbread, Holly explained. Then we cut it in different shapes. We followed a pattern that my dad made, and then we put it all together, using icing as the glue. Yum, Rosie said. I need my mom and dad to help with that. Then I put the icing on the roof and the cookies to look like, what do you call those? Shingles, Miss Bridget said. I put all kinds of candy over the house, with candy canes and a chimney around the door, Holly continued. Oh, there's also chocolate drops, Harry said. Cussie pointed at something. And candy cane trees with gumdrops hanging from them. By this time, all my friends were leaning over by the little house. Miss Bridget asked me to step back and not touch the table. After all, I worked very hard on this, she said. Everyone moved back while they admired the house. I like the licorice stick fence, Swalpaw said. I like the cotton candy smoke coming out of the chimney, Phoebe said. They stood silent for a second, and then Simon pointed and said, Oh, look at the window, he leaned forward. And Gingerbread Man. Where? My friends shouted, my whiskers wiggled in excitement. But my excitement turned to shock when all at once my friends leaned forward to get a closer look. Stop! Miss Bridget shouted, but it was too late. The table shook, and the little house swayed from one side to the other, and crash! The gingerbread house collapsed in a heap. Oh, it's falling to pieces, I squeaked to my neighbor. Scream, he replied. That was a sound he only made in case of emergencies. Yeah, we never heard that sound from Og. We usually hear the boing, boing sound. Oh, it's right. This was definitely an emergency. Oh, no, Holly moaned. No! Mr. Saying made everyone say back. Stay calm, everyone. Holly was not calm. Her face was red and tears started running down her face. I'm so sorry this happened, Mr. said, giving Holly a hug. You worked so hard at it. I should only have let one student at a time come up and look. I'm sorry, Holly, Rosie said. Me too, Mama said. It was the most beautiful house on earth. Paul stepped forward to look at the wreck of the house. It's broken, but it's not smashed, he said. Holly wailed. Miss Rain asked Small Paul what he meant. It's possible to rebuild it, he said. Holly was singing so loudly, I'm not sure if he heard him. Let's think about it, Miss said, handing Holly a tissue. Right now it's time for math. Please go back to your seats. Then she began talking about multiplication. Doesn't she care? I asked. Boing! Augie's as surprised as I was. Tears were still flowing down Holly's cheek as she began to hiccup. It was funny to hear he would hiccup, but this time it wasn't funny at all. Holly, why don't you go to the nurse's office and lie down for a while, Miss Rin said. I'll call her till you're on your way. Holly nodded. She left the room, loudly blowing her nose. Miss Rin wrote some math problems on the board, but I'm sure my friends weren't paying attention. Can't we help her? Kelsey whispered to Small Paul. He nodded. There must be something we can do, something whispered. Miss Rin turned to the face of class. What's going on? She said. This isn't time for talking. Small Paul raised his hand. We like to put that house back together, he said. Everybody agreed. Yes, they said. We want to help Holly. Me too, I squeaked. Miss Rin glanced at the clock. All right, let's try. It's almost time for recess, she said. Those of you who like to work in the gingerbread house may stay in, but just this once. Small Paul started scribbling on a piece of paper. The bell rang for recess, and guess what? Everyone in the class decided to stay to rebuild the house. Everyone wanted to help Holly. Oh, these classmates so much. Oh my gosh, the sun's right in my eyes. Miss Bridget had them gather around the table. Small Paul gave them broken pieces. Luckily, when it collapsed and some of the bigger pieces didn't break, he said, we should be able to glue them all back together, and then we can put the candy pieces on again. But don't we have to use a special icing? Rosie said. Why not use real glue? Tom Ball suggested. We're not going to eat it anyway. Small Paul nodded, and real glue might hold it together better. So they went to work quickly. The two Pauls and Miss Fishbrain got the walls back again and glued them. Kelsey and Phoebe put on the cookie roof, and Thomas and Joey rebuilt the licorice fence. Rosie pieced the gingerbread man back together again. Then the rest of my friends helped glue the candy back on. Everyone helped. I wish I could help too. At least I can encourage my friends. Good job, I shouted. Boing, boing, Og twang. Then we were almost done with the door. We were almost finished when the door swung open and Miss Wright walked in. She buttoned with a thick jacket and had a scarf wrapped around her neck. She's the gym teacher. I see her whistle was still hanging from her neck. Miss Brisbane, what are your shoes doing inside? You know you're supposed to go out for recess, she said. The rules said Miss Brisbane was usually polite, but this time she interrupted Miss Wright. I know about the rules, she said, but we had an emergency in class. She made the gingerbread house and the accident how upset Polly was. I think we can break the rules just this once so my students can help a friend who's in pain, don't you? Miss Wright smiled. I could see that Miss Wright was surprised, but then she stopped me. I say so, she said. She looked at her watch. You better get back to work. Recess will be over soon. And she left without blowing her whistle even once. By the time the bell rang, the house was back together again. To squeak the truth, it didn't look quite the same. Even from my cage, I could see it was a little crooked. But that didn't matter. What mattered is that the whole class had worked together to help Holly. A few minutes after my class were back in their seats, the door opened and Holly came in. Her eyes were red, but she wasn't crying anymore. Welcome back, Mrs. said with a smile. We have a little surprise for you. She pointed to the gingerbread house. Holly's eyes were wide. She hurried to the table. But who? I don't think Holly knew what she meant. And all your classmates wanted to help you, Holly. So during recess, they put the house back together, Miss Bridget said. Holly stared at the little house. I was afraid she was going to cry again. But this time, she smiled. You did this to help me, she said, turning to the class. Sure, Holly, because you're always helping us. And my friends were smiling and nodding, including me. You gave your friends a gift, Miss Bridget said, and they gave you a gift back. Thank you, Holly said. I had a warm feeling at the end of my whiskers and the tip of my tail. Humphery's Winter Wonderings. I wonder if a gingerbread man put a cookie sheet on his bed. Chapter 14. We're going to read. Wait, this is chapter 14? Actually, we're going to read this chapter and then. Sorry, I lied. This isn't going to be the last part. I don't think we're going to have time. If we have time, maybe we can get like 3 in, but we'll see. Chapter 14. The Perfect Present. On Thursday afternoon, things suddenly changed. Oh my gosh, look, Thomas shouted. It's snowing! I turned and looked out the window behind me. Big, thick snowflakes were tumbling down from the sky. My friends oohed and awed as Miss Fishbrain told them that they could come to the window and look out. Do you think any two of them are the same? Polly wondered out loud. Our experience motto said, you said we can study the snowflakes. That's right, Miss Fishbrain said. There's so many things happen. Miss Fishbrain said Paul laughed, that's Small Paul. That's when the office asked someone in the principal's office to get something from the freezer. and she and my classmates got their coats on, and Miss Bridgeway took a magnifying glass from out of her desk drawer. Small Paul came out with a package of black paper that Miss Bridgeway had frozen. Humans are strange, you know. Miss Bridgeway handed Paul his coat, and they all raced outside. Suddenly, it was quiet in room 26. I asked, "You know what happened?" My froggy friend didn't answer. He always splashed around in the water. Then I saw them out my window. They were catching snowflakes on black paper. They were bending over with a magnifying glass. They're looking at snowflakes, I told Og. I hope they'll tell us about it, I said. Boing, boing, Og replied. And guess what? When they were back in the classroom, they did. The paper had to be frozen ahead of time so the snowflakes wouldn't melt right away, Miss Richards said. So, what did you see? There's about 1 million broken snowflakes, Thomas answered. Thomas knew like to exaggerate. A lot of them were broken, Miss Richards said. But how many snowflakes did you see with 6 sides? All my friends' hands were raised. And they were all different, so he said. No ones were alike. So maybe Paul F. was wrong about that. You have to look at trillions of snowflakes to know, Paul replied. They were beautiful, Rosie said. I said Rosie, rolling Rosie. Miss Bridgeway let my friends take some time to draw the type of snowflake they see. While they worked, she called Sophie up to her desk and talked to her softly. I couldn't hear a word they said. At first, I thought Sophie was in trouble for talking too much again. She loves to talk. But when I saw her smile, I knew she couldn't be in trouble. So what was Miss Bridgeway telling her? Sophie smiled and nodded again. Mrs. Bridgeway took a piece of paper out of her drawer and handed it to her. I was only sorry Miss Bridgeway forgot to tell her what was going on. After all, I am a classroom pet. It's been an exciting day in room 26. I was staring out the window, trying to get a good look at the falling snowflakes, but I guess I dozed off. That means he fell asleep. I woke up and started with her. Miss Bridgeway said, So class, tomorrow's the big day. We'll rehearse the songs in the classroom before the show. And after the winter wonderland is over, you can go home with your families for the winter holidays. Tomorrow, okay, I'm gonna just move so it's not exactly in my eye. There we go. I couldn't believe my tiny ears. I wish I had a tiny calendar hidden behind my mirror, along with my notebook. Don't forget to practice tonight, Daniel, Miss Bridgeway said as she left my friends for the day. You too, Sophie. I knew Daniel was playing Jingle Bells, but I had no idea what Sophie would be practicing. And I had no idea where I'd be spending the winter break. Everyone in class would be celebrating, but what about Og and me? Will we have anything to celebrate? Og! I suddenly realized that I haven't been thinking enough about my next-door neighbor. I wanted to give him a gift, but so far I haven't done anything about it. It was not easy to think of a gift for Og. For one thing, he's always splashing around in the water, so he just ruined about anything. For another thing, he's always watching me. He never closes his eyes, that I've seen. So if I wanted to make him something, he's seen me and it wouldn't be a surprise. Besides, what do frogs like besides flies, crickets, and other icky things to eat? Thinking about what Og liked to eat gave me an idea. If there's only a way I could distract him, I pulled out a notebook and began to make a plan. After school, when it was still light out, I decided to put my plan to work. I jiggled the lava doesn't lock on my cage and skirted on Dog's sake. Oh, there's something I need to do, but I'm worried that Aldo will come and find me, I said. Could you watch the clock for me and warn me if it's time for him to clean? I don't know if Aldo could read or write, but in the past, he often warned me about things, particularly when I lost out of time. So he must know something about clocks. Boing! How about the lamp part of the tank and face the part of the room the big clock is rotating? Hooray! He understood. I darted back to my tank and raced over to my corner where our food is stored. When I looked longingly at my beloved nutty nibbles, mighty mealworms, veggie dots, and Hanford choo-choos, I paced right by. I glanced at the cage of crickets. Ew! And then I headed for the jar of froggy food sticks. The sticks were perfect for what I wanted to do. But how was a hamster going to get out of the plastic container with a lid? Luckily, I was making my plan. I thought about this. I took a run in the container and managed to knock it on the side. I almost got knocked on my side, too. Then I went up to the plastic cup and tapped it. Just as I feared, it was fastened tightly. However, I'm very, very strong for a very, very small creature. So I stood on the back legs and both front paws against the lid and pulled. The edge only bent back a little, so I tried again, and it pulled even harder. Oof! But it still didn't come off. I didn't give up so easily. I looked around. Lying on our table, not too far from our cage, was a pencil. I hurried over and rolled the pencil on the froggy food sticks. Keep your eyes on that clock, I told Dog. Boing, boing, he replied. I held the pencil with both of my front paws. With the pointed tip under the edge of the lid, gave one big push. All at once, the lid popped off and a pile of froggy food sticks tumbled toward me. Ew! My fish where the sticks came out, I smelled like stinky fish. But it was a gift for Og. After all, he loves sticky stuff. Everything okay, Augie? I squeaked. Boing! He said. It's too long to carry the sticks to Og's. It's too long to carry the sticks to the side of Og's tank. I had a better idea. I stood on 2 feet and pushed the pile to my front paws, moving in the direction of his tank. And then I did it again and again, until I had a nice pile of froggy food sticks in place. Luckily, Og was still looking towards the clock. I won't be long now, I told him. Boing, boing, Og twanged. Then it all played out. It didn't take long for me to use my nose and paws to arrange the shape of a Christmas tree. I'm sure I wasn't sure I'd ever get to smell a stinky fish on my paws. But after all, you shouldn't be selfish when you're giving a gift. I scurried up to my cage and tore out a paper in my notebook where I made a little card for Og earlier in the afternoon. Then I scurried back to my cage and tore out a paper in my notebook where I made a little card for Og's. Oh, I already read that. I had a little trouble with the card. It started out saying Happy Hanukkah, but I didn't know how to spell Hanukkah, so all I wrote was happy. Then I tried to write Merry Christmas, but I didn't know how to spell Christmas, so all I wrote was Merry. Then I had been big her at this point, so I read it frog. That was all I had time to write. I wasn't much of a holiday greeting, but it would have to do. Can you come over to my side of the tank for now? I have something for you, I said. Then I scrambled back to my cage. It took Og a while to move from one side of the tank to the other, but I think he liked looking at the clock. When he finally saw the food stick tree and the note, he said, Boing! It's a present from me, Og. It's a Christmas tree with a note that says, Happy Merry Frog. Oops, I forgot to say my name, I exclaimed. I hope you like it. Og stared at the tree note with one of those buggly eyes of his. I'm afraid that he had no idea what I was talking about. Then all of a sudden, he started hopping up and down, crying, Bye-bye-bye-bye! I think he liked it. He kept hopping and boying. He was a very happy and merry frog. I was feeling happy and merry myself. I was resting comfortably in my cage when I heard Otto approaching. Rattle. I think it was the wheels of the cart oiling. The door opened and there he was. Hello, my friends, Otto shouted as he came to room 26. Season's greetings. Hello, Otto, I squeaked. Og splashed around in his tank. How do you like the snow? Og said. Hey, when these snowmen land on top of their heads? I thought, but I had no answer. Snow caps, Otto replied, and then he laughed and laughed and laughed. I laughed too. Sorry, I'm losing my spot. On our way right to work, cleaned our classroom. Say, fellows, I was happy to find out that they decided that there will be no glitter at the show tomorrow. He said, You got glitter once, you got it forever. I took a piece of glitter that I've been hiding for years. Then I'm glad to, Otto. I said, as Miss Laurie said, first day of class used clean glitter. I was upset with her, but I decided this time Miss Bright was right. Miss Bright is right. After all, I want to get home after the show with Mama Maria, he said. I gotta start thinking about being a dad. I'm sure, oh my gosh, I'm lying. I'm sure Otto would be a great dad. I like it in the center for you guys. There we go. Yep. He was already a great cleaner, a great student, and a squeakably great friend. Otto dusted and swept all the tables in the rooms until he finally came to our table. What's this? He asked. He looked at the froggy food stick. It's a little Christmas tree. Then he laughed and his mustache wobbled. A little card. Happy Merry Frog, he said. I'm getting someone in the class who likes you, wrong. What am I saying? Everybody likes you and your friend Humphery. Boing, boing, Og agreed. But you haven't got to enjoy your present yet, Otto said. Here, open wide. He scooped a handful of froggy food sticks and threw them into Og's tank. Bye, Og said as he opened his huge mouth and wide to catch them all. Otto laughed some more as he watched my friend. I think someone gave you the best present in the world, he said. Right, Og? Og splashed and splashed until drops of water spilled all over the top of the tank. Otto was still laughing as he sat down to eat his dinner. Tomorrow's the show, he said. I hope so. If I don't see you after that, I wish you both the happiest days ever. Whatever you celebrate, may you celebrate it well. I was out for you too, Otto, I squeaked with great excitement, and for Maria and the baby, and for everybody. Otto chuckled. Humphrey, there's nobody like you. I certainly hope not. Maybe there are two snowflakes alike somewhere, but it's definitely not two humans who are alike. I'm pretty sure not two hamsters are alike either. Nights are long in the winter, and if you're a wide awake hamster, they seem to go on forever. On Thursday night after Anna left, I swung on my wheel. I climbed on my branch and tripped to my poo corner, rummaged around for food, and it was still early. I sat in my cage looking out the classroom. I sat in my cage looking out, classroom lit by the street light outside the window. Oh, my sweet, isn't Holly Gingerbread House the most wonderful thing you've ever seen? I'll splash around. But he didn't seem too interested. I guess if the house was made out of crickets or something stinky, he would have liked it more. Have you noticed that it's just my size? Okay, this chapter is long. Okay, we'll try to finish up this chapter, I guess. Have you noticed it's just my size? I asked. Og was quiet. I guess he hasn't noticed. I continued. Holly will probably make it home for the Holly will probably take it home for the holidays. I was just thinking about I might go over there and have a peek at it while I have a chance. Boing, boing, boing! Og sounded worried. Oh, I'll be careful, I told him as I jiggled the lock and dusted lock and scurried out of my cage. I slid down the table leg and hurried up to the bigger table where the gingerbread house sat. The table was next to a reading area. Miss Bridgebrae kept a tall wire rack full of books. If my friends had free time, they could pick out a book and read or check it out and take it home. The book rack reminded me of my climbing ladder, so I knew what to do. Very carefully, I pulled myself from one to the next until one right to the neck until I was the same level as the gingerbread house. As I climbed, I saw some unspeakably interesting book covers. One showed a dinosaur with huge teeth. I hurried past that one. There's another one with a mouse wearing a knight's armor, sitting in front of the castle. I hope Miss Bridgebrae will read that one too in the class once someday. I held up to the table, and there it was, the gingerbread house, the cover, the most yummy-looking candy I've ever seen. Boing, boing! Og warned. I'm glad he did, because I was just thinking that no one knows I took a teeny bite of a candy cane or knew it was going to drop. Boing, boing, boing! I almost thought Og could read my mind. But he was right. Holly said her mom had sprayed something on the house and no one could eat it. All right, Og, I won't take a bite, I squeaked. I edged closer, and I noticed the smelling of the sweet, delicious candy and cake. Gingerbread house smelled like something Otto used to mop the floor. It was a lot shinier than the cookies usually looked. The smell was strong, so I held my breath and gazed at the licorice stick fence and the candy cane chimney with cotton candy smoke. I took another breath and held it long enough to peek through the windows of the house and see the gingerbread man inside. He gave me a joyful smile. I felt a little dizzy, so I gave the gingerbread house one more look and then scurried up to the book rack and made my way onto the floor. When I returned to our table, I grabbed my blinds cord, as usual, and swung my way up back top. And then I let go to the tabletop. I had to be very, very careful with that timing of move. As I passed by Og cage, I said, Thanks for reminding me, Og, because just because something looks tasty doesn't mean it's good to eat. Boing, boing, boing! He agreed. Back in my cage, I worry about what I said. If something doesn't look tasty, like an icky insect, is it possible that it's still good to eat? Og certainly thought so, but I wasn't thinking about trying to diet. I wasn't about to try and diet fries, crickets, and froggy frog sticks. Ew. Humphery's winter wonderings. If I got a present Og did not, would he be green with envy? Alright, and that's where we're going to stop today. So, oh look, who's back? Back again. It's a cat. But basically, so the final part, we're going to read chapter 15 to 16. So I know I said in the beginning that this would be the final part, but it's not. Sorry about that. I thought it was. I thought we were like chapter. I thought we were like ahead, but I guess not. But if you're going to enjoy the video, leave a thumbs up and subscribe to Amaya's Playtime to me for more reader apps and fun playtime and fun more times like this with Unreal Midnight. Alright, I'll see you next time. Goodbye.